In the middle of this huge task of putting together a homiletics directory that you said took years, came out of the Synod on 2008, Pope Francis sort of dropped a bomb, just a little one.
He did, Evangelii Gaudium.
Evangelii Gaudium,
And
where he has his own homiletics
well, there's a
directory
major part of that,
yeah.
that is on the homily.
What did that curveball do?
Well,
to the process?
it sort of stunned us for a moment or two, because we had to read very carefully what the Holy Father had been, what he was saying, and what the Synod Fathers had requested. And we found, in fact, happily and gracefully, that they fitted together very well indeed. You know that the Holy Father has got a wonderful way of saying things very directly, very simply, and in a way that captures your imagination. So we were able to use a lot of what he said in that way, in that apostolic exhortation, and to include it within the homiletic directory. And we didn't have to change anything. We just added to it, and which was a blessing, really.
Mm-hmm. When you look at the Holy Father, Pope Francis, and we have access to his preaching, especially because he makes his homilies public from the masses that he celebrates every morning at his chapel at his house there. When you look at him as a preacher, what are the gifts and qualities that you see that just sort of jump out at you and say this is the reason why he's able to connect with so many people? Well,
I think he's a man of prayer. You see that when he's celebrating Mass. The attention that he gives to the celebration of the Mass would tell you that behind all that is a very committed life to prayer. And so he is that, and because he lives by the Word of God, because he's so used to rummaging through the Word of God on a daily basis and seeing what this really has to speak to him about, you see that he's got that ability to transmit that to others. Not all of us are actually, sort of given the skills of eloquence. I mean, a vocation doesn't presume that professionally you're going to be able to preach with eloquence, with a very high level of understanding of all the things that make up the celebration of the Word of God. But the Lord chooses men, it gives them that vocation, so that by their very lives they can actually witness to what they are preaching. And that's a very important thing. Of course, we can all improve on our skills, and there are many ways in which we can do that. I think also he's got a wonderful turn of phrase. I look on him almost as being the parish priest of the world in a sense, because there's something every day that I would admit challenges me often, and really pulls me up by my own socks, to sort of say, well, yeah, absolutely. So I think his magisterium is very different to that of Pope Benedict or that of Pope John Paul II. But it's very immediate and it's very challenging. And in that, I think that we're experiencing perhaps one of the greatest reformers of the Church historically that we've had for a very long time.